Hey everybody, welcome to the Speed Jam by ScoreSpace. This is the race of three. Very quickly made, right? Like what's the time frame on this? Yalthabiz, you want to talk about this? I bet you're more familiar with the details than me.
Yeah, the game jam ran for I think 4 days. It was February 17th to February 20th, and players had that window of time, or creators had that window of time to make a game. The instructions that they were given was that the theme had to be thievery. So all the games have sort of a running theme of thievery. And the idea was just generally to make games that would be good for speedrunning. ScoreSpace does some other game jams as well for score-based video games, so games that make for good score challenges, and they were trying to get into speedrunning, and obviously we are the premier group with regards to speedrunning, so they came to us. And so we kind of talked about what sort of things make for a good speed game, and the creators made some awesome games. One game was chosen by ScoreSpace. One of them was chosen by sort of us. We kind of collaborated on which one we liked the most, and the developers also chose their favorite. And so we're going to be doing a race of them, somewhat in order of length. Some of the games are considerably shorter. Remember that these are jam games. They're not quite as polished in the sense that there are going to be more updates coming down the road now that they kind of have time to breathe and get some work done. But yeah, it was a 72-hour contest, and they crushed it with some pretty cool games.
Swanky music here.
Yeah, it was good music. Yeah, for what it's worth, if this kind of interests you, definitely check out the whole jam page on itch. You can see all of the games there. They're pretty cool games. I've played well over half of them at this point, and they have some really cool ideas. So hopefully more speedrunners take a look at some of these games. Some of them have built-in leaderboards. They all have timers. They're all pretty cool.
Well, I am ready to go. I'm looking at 3 ski lifters.
All right.
Level of practice is probably minimal, given that these are brand new and no Delectus audio is being played.
All right. So our players are receiving the countdown now. Yeah, we did tell the players in advance what the game was. I know a lot of times we do fully blind races. We told them in advance what the games were, and told them that they were welcome to do some practicing on the side if they would like to. We definitely had quite a few people check out the games in advance. So this first one is Ski Lifter. This is a sort of race down the mountain to get away. You're supposed to collect loot, but one of the cool mechanics in this one is that tricks and collecting items increase your speed. So you see some of the racers are taking some chances on some tricks, because every time they land one, they get a temporary speed boost.
Uniracer rules.
Yeah, basically. It's basically Uniracer rules. This game's pretty sharp, honestly. I mean, in terms of level of polish, the game's varied wildly. I think for a 72-hour game, this game has a ton of polish. It looks really nice.
Hey, does anyone want to ROM hack Uniracers to make the boost give more? Real quick for me, just on the side, just for no reason in particular.
One of the really cool things about this game in particular is that it has a built-in leaderboard. I think the current, top of the leaderboard time is like 1:03. It's actually a really, really fast game once you get good at it. So, you know, if any of these games catch your eye and you want to check them out, this one right here has a leaderboard. You can jump in on it.
I see Nodelectus' name on there a couple times. Underneath the first place ski lifter.
You can't beat first place ski lifter. That'd be weird if first place ski lifter were in third place, right?
Yeah, that's a pretty good time.
So this is the one of the 3 games I actually haven't played. This one is, to my understanding, kind of a WarioWare style game. It has a lot of little mini challenges that you have to keep your eye on.
Oh my. Are you limited on how many screens you can do at once, or is it?
No, my understanding is you can turn them all on, but I think you're punished if you fail on any of them. So there's like an incentive to not go too hard on it.
Or just be the best?
Yeah. Just be sick with it. This is a really cool idea for a game from a speedrun perspective. I really love this idea of sort of a risk-reward balance. Not a lot of games do that really well. I just don't think games very often come up with compelling arguments for like risk-reward when it comes to a speed-runnable game. And this one really feels like it has it. Like if you're going to be punished for firing up too many monitors, then naturally you're going to be inclined to not turn too many of them on. But at the same time, like, you know, if you're out here, you're actually trying to run this game for a world record, you're going to turn them all on and hope for the best.
It's looking like Lion is catching up by turning them all on and doing well. Pretty well. I think they missed up one. Looks like it's getting harder in the late game too.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed that I hadn't played this one because this was the only one out of the set of 3 that I hadn't tried myself, and it's incredibly interesting. I'm actually fascinated by this one.
Oh wow, that's a lot. Everyone's around the same place here. Kindest Weapon takes the lead. Master Hactopus. Although 2 jumps and one of them's out of sync with the other one.
That's a crime. That's criminal. Looks like Kindest Weapon's probably going to make it out of here first. She's got just, I think, one more screen she's got to complete.
2 minutes 11.
That was really fast.
So this last one is the longer one.
Yes, this one,
High priced.
I think most people's casual playthroughs were looking like they were around 15 minutes. I think it took me about like 15 minutes to finish it myself. If everyone's kind of looked at this game already, then it might be reasonable to expect that it'll be considerably faster.
I love the concept of Game Jam. A lot of these games I want to be given more time sometime. I just want them to have weeks and months and years to develop the concept.
Yeah, game jams are a really great way to like not get too hung up on having to produce the most polished thing. You just have a cool idea, and you know, if it's well received, like right here, we're looking at these games and they're very cool. Hopefully the devs look at that feedback and say, okay, I have something really awesome here. I could make a full game out of this. I think Hyper Heist is probably the closest to being a full game. I mean, it's got a lot going on.
It gives me the vibes of the N Plus game.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Dust Force in the same way, since they have very similar types of controls.
Don't touch the red. It's gonna come down to platforming. All your Hactopus skills only get you so far.
Yeah, this one is by far the longest, and we were talking about it before the race, what order we wanted to do things, and everyone kind of agreed that this one should probably be last because of how long it is. So everyone's kind of, I mean, you know, this is the decider. Everyone's been basically banking time to try to get here as quickly as possible to give themselves a little lead, but is that going to be enough to actually win the race?
Looks like if you touch the wall, you get your double jump back, which is generous. And then there's this. Now that one does not come back unless you touch the floor. Big charge.
I think that's, yeah, I think I remember that being correct. There's like a jewel that you can pick up, kind of like a Celeste's thing it had, where you can get another jump back if you touch the crystal.
Hey, when you're playing Celeste, off.
I brought it up just to get that reaction out of you.
Yeah, When are you playing Kandara? We got that game coming up.
I know. I've watched Wobbly play it. I need to play it myself.
I need to go beat it. I've played it some. It's fun.
It looked really good when I was watching Wobbly play it.
Got a bunch of speedrunner options in it. This is a tough system.
Yeah, it's definitely tricky. You don't have a lot of air control. Once you kind of commit to something, that's your decision made for you.
Speaking of which, make sure your controller works for Celeste when you play it tonight.
Tonight?
Or tomorrow.
I'll keep that in mind. I really enjoyed Celeste when I played it. I'm looking forward to eventually getting back to it, and I want to do all the things, but we'll see.
It's not so bad. I don't think you have any trouble until the very end. The optional DLC content is mean.
Did you do all the golden strawberries?
I think I did, yeah. There's only
Okay,
one or two that are weird in the DLC.
Gotcha. Yeah, this game is definitely cribbing some of the best ideas from a lot of the really popular like modern 2D platformers. You know, you've got a lot of the cool ideas that like Ori had and
yeah, that's what
Celeste had here.
I would say it's more like that than Celeste with this aimed double jump.
Ooh, okay. Note Electa almost had that one. Note Electa really had like a really good line on that one, and just I think locked on a little too early. Ooh, very nice.
Heist 5. In the lead currently is Lion on the last area.
Yeah.
No Elected's one behind, and the first person to get here, Kindest Weapon, having the most trouble with those lines.
Yeah, they're definitely tricky.
We knew this would be a short race. We were looking at doing a tournament, maybe next time. I don't know when they're doing another one of these, but it's got the number 1 on it for a reason. I'm sure that they're looking at that.
Yeah, hopefully it's well received enough, and the developers had a good time and want to do more of this, because it definitely feels like a lot of ScoreSpace's community has some good ideas for like how to build fluent speedrun games.
Yeah, if this looks like fun to participate in, we would like to set up a tournament sometime for these events on brand new Game Jam games. Just almost a mystery race of sorts. No one will be extremely good at them, but there will be some people who are.
We'll probably keep the same strategy of letting people practice the games in advance. I think that's helpful, but.
Speed Bump has a document you can send stuff into. I don't remember where it is though. It might be some Speed Bump submit or something like that. If even I don't remember the command, that is it. Our top secret consideration. That's right. We actually we're so backed up on Speed Bump because I'm taking indie submissions that I kind of wonder if I should do 2 at once. Lion is done.
Nicely done.
A little less than 11 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. You might see Speed Bump doing 2 games at once soon. The way we're pumping them out.
Well done. That was really quick. Million actually just feel like really banged through that last game. None of the rest of it really mattered. With how smoothly that last game went.
I bet the perfect time for this would be lightning fast, though.
Oh, absolutely. It's only got 6 levels. I mean, if you could do each one of those perfectly in one try, which I think even with a lot of practice would be quite tricky. So, I mean, if anyone could get like a first no death run of this all the way through, you'd have a killer time.
Having trouble with that disc. Nice. You do fall while holding that, and it's causing trouble.
Yeah, it definitely does like a time slowdown thing that's really interesting, but I imagine it makes lining up the jumps pretty tricky.
A lot of deaths are happening because they are just not firing their shot fast enough. They're sinking while they're holding the charge and falling into the goop. Both players stuck on levels 3 and 5. Wonder how much of this you can do with just the double jump.
Probably a lot of it. You probably don't need the dash for all the parts of it. I mean, certainly these long stretches of the red goop make it probably impossible to double jump through, but a lot of these wall climbs and stuff, you probably get a lot more use out of just... There we go.
Makes it look easy when it's working. Ooh.
Oh god. That electa scared me.
Oh!
Oh my god. Kindest made it on to Heist 4. This is, from what I've seen, this one feels like, at least initially, the trickiest one. 6 seemed pretty straightforward. Creative, but straightforward. 5 is seeming to trip up Nodelecta on some parts of this, but 4 seems really tough. Like, getting that reorientation in midair seems really challenging.
Nodelecta's got the hang of the trouble on 5. Made it back in no time. Last level.
Way to go. Yeah, I think once you get the hang of this level, just having watched Asmillion do this one, this one seems like it's not too bad. You just got to kind of get the rhythm for it, going back and forth between these laser walls. It looks less bad than 4 by a long shot.
I think it's a matter of positioning.
Yeah, I think you probably need to do a second jump out of the dash if you can. It seems like these really wide swings are maybe making it harder to get the dash all the way through the laser. Ooh, that was so close from Kindest. Kindest almost had the right angle. This one just feels so tricky because if your second dash isn't perfectly aligned, then it feels like there's just no chance of success. You have to pretty much nail it.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. So Nodalect is maybe starting the dash a little bit early, and the meter's running out.
You gotta let that thing go within a second. There it is. Nice.
Ooh, very nice. Now he just has to make it to the exit, and that's it. Damn, Nodalect is crushing this one. No, don't dash. I'm so scared for Nodalecta. He's right at the finish line.
Oh,
No!
it's gonna take 3 good ones in a row.
It's okay. He's got the idea now. He's got the plan. Let him cook, Smite.
Cook what?
I don't have an answer for that one.
I don't know about letting people cook. I've seen what people make.
Yeah, you basically, I think, have to line up and just nail 3 quick dashes rather than holding them. Because it's in a straight line, so you really don't want to ruin your trajectory by dipping too much. Nodalect has got this. It's just going to take, one solid run.
This is the one.
This is the one?
Yeah, this one.
The one we're watching right now.
Yeah, the one that loaded up. Now. Damn, I was wrong. I can only stretch this wrongness so far.
Our players are doing better than I did at this game. When I first played it, I was stuck on the 4th stage forever, so...
And his weapon is on 5. Doing great.
Yeah, this definitely has more Ori vibes because the dash control is mouse based rather than just being like 8 directional. Oh.
Dash doesn't protect you for much of it. It only protects you for the first half of the... So you have to be across that line before it's over.
Yeah, that seems about right. I think about 2/3 of the way across the bar is like the sweet spot, and then you're not getting through it anymore. It's basically when you stop being in that ball form.
If they dash sooner, does it last longer?
I don't know. I actually have no idea. Okay, that's not so bad. Nodalecta could get that one's the one that Nodalecta could get on the way through.
Oh,
oh man,
got them all for the first time though. Not gonna be able to get that last one up top.
Yeah, this one's a practice run, but it's still worth the practice. Kindest on the 5th heist now. The 4th one definitely tripped her up for a little while.
Last ones to go. I feel like you could get really close to this one without touching the red with the double jump off the wall.
Possibly, yeah. Well, I wasn't going to critique Nodalecta's technique, but he figured out the thing that I was going to comment on, which is that I think he was starting his first dash too far to the right, and so it meant that like his first swing all the way to the right was way too far out. But now he's like getting all the way down the hallway like easily. Look at this. Look at this. These are the dashes of a well-organized mind. These are the dashes of someone who has already paid their taxes for the year. April 15th, who needs it?
Hey, I'm working on it.
I bet you are.
I have like 9 sources of income. Hey, I have to wait for those mailments. It's unsortable. It's literally impossible.
That last push right through the side seems really rough because your dash leaves you right next to the laser wall. So if you're not prepared for it to like instantly hit the dash, I feel like you're really in trouble. I think you're right. I think you need to jump out a little further and let your first dash go through the wall. That seems right to me.
The other alternative is to not go straight at it. You have the option to hit the ceiling.
Yeah, that's true. You could angle more upward. That's absolutely true.
You got to think in the mind of a laser that doesn't reach. Common thing to have to worry about.
I love games where it really does feel good to learn the mechanic. Like this game right here, Nodelecta entered this stage and was really having some trouble with it. And like now, I think Nodelecta is handling this laser better than I did. It's just, it feels good to kind of figure out the mechanics in this game.
It's that last jump. Oh, I mean, the ones after that are just more of the same. That last jump is the only short one.
Yeah, I feel like you really need to. I mean, if I were here right now, I'd probably, if I were in Nodelecta's shoes, I'd probably try jumping out a little bit and getting a little closer to the thing so that your first dash goes through the laser. But you're right, hitting the ceiling is probably just as effective. Oh, got through the first laser too.
Oh. I think they need more time. Lion's doing the double jump strat forward.
I guess he heard us talking and wanted to see whether or not it was the better strat.
You can really move in this game.
Yeah. This one feels like it has a lot of potential for getting some real speedrunning attention. I genuinely hope the dev of this one takes notice and tries to perhaps
almost
make a full game. Not that, I mean, you know, these are 6 pretty great levels, but I'd love to see even more. I think this game has a lot of potential. Kindness was right there, right at the end. Right at the end.
Wow.
Yeah, it seems like even that strat where you kind of back off a little bit is a little bit dangerous just because of the fact that you still end up very close to the next laser as well. It really feels like the double jump is like maybe the only reasonable approach.
Trying to figure out a way to get closer. Oh, almost.
Ooh, that was almost it.
Corner.
It's those angles, right? Like you have to line them up, but you don't have enough time to work, and so if you lose that angle even a little bit, you're gonna just hit the wall.
Oh no.
Oh. That was almost it.
I think those double jumps should be able to make this a lot easier. If they're used in the right place, I would use it on the first one probably. The second one, lining it up would be good. The minutes are adding up here.
Kindness is pretty close to having this one solved.
Oh! Those players
Excellent.
are on 6.
Kindest is on 6.
No, Lecter was a jump away. They got something going on here. They're going for a rapid fire dash, and it's working. It's worked. There it is.
Yes.
26.
All right.
There, my author blues bot kicked in.
Yep. It's a little slow sometimes.
You should see its Kaizo times.
They're even worse.
And this weapon is identifying the trouble here.
But wait, there's more. Well, we'll give Kindest a little bit of time to explore this level, and then might wrap it up.
Understanding the way the laser's distance works, being a committed jump is the ticket to getting through the first 4 floppies.
Yeah.
After that,
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is like once you figure out what that rhythm actually looks like, I feel like it's probably not too rough to get through those parts, but this jump right here, I feel like I'm coming around on that jump. It felt like that last hallway was really straightforward, but now that I see all the different ways that people can approach it, I'm not so convinced it's as straightforward as I thought it was. Well, Kindness has had 5 heists worth of practice at this point, so she's got the hang of the laser. It's really just about like getting the confidence to hit that rhythm just right.
nice. They're going for the jump in strat, and I think it's going to work fast. I think they're going to crush this last level.
Yeah, Kindness is at that point now where I feel like she's going to get down that corridor pretty consistently. Like once you just figure out what the rhythm is and what it's asking of you, it's not too bad. And her approach here on these jumps seems like it's more in line with what Asmillion was doing, which seemed to work really well. So I have confidence. Note Electus strat was good, and admittedly that was the same strat I had taken when I played it. I guess I just got luckier that I got everything to line up better. But this like double jumping out and letting your first dash get you through the wall seems like it sets you up for success way better, and that seems like the approach Kindness is taking. So this is a practice run because she can't get that last. Ooh, yeah, I think she's got the right idea now. That was a view on success. So she can just get that angle right. I think she's in business.
Ah, there's no double jump left, right? After you dash?
Well, I mean, if she jumped off the wall, she would not have another double jump.
Right. That one, I would say, was 10 degrees off of victory. This here is salvageable, I think.
Yeah. She can either go all the way back around, which I think... Oh, that was actually a bold attempt at that.
Or for that missed disc, it would have been queued up to victory.
I think she's got this.
That's... almost.
Oh, that was so close. Yeah, all the games were varying lengths. Quite a few games came in between lengthwise. This race is just of the 3 top picks, so there's no real consideration to making them balanced in length. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Ski Lifter and Hacktopus were both much more straightforward in terms of the amount of time they took too.
Dang.
She's so close. It's just it's like getting that really good bounce off of the wall, I think, is the thing that's going to decide it. Right? Getting a good wall jump that kind of lines you up well and gives you enough space to play with. Yeah, as millions times, I mean, not necessarily the case that they're all super optimized, but they total up. What is that? Like just a few minutes. So
Done.
there we go. Done.
Yeah, 368 seconds. Pretty good for, and that's with the deaths. So yeah, if you take the best runs, this game could be faster than the other ones.
Yeah.
I think if you were perfect.
Yeah, because that 368 is the total time I think Asmillion took on the full playthrough, but for the individual levels, the times sum up to like, what, this is 2 minutes right here, and you could probably cut that down even more.
Well, that's the Game Jam Speed Jam by ScoreSpace. If you thought it was fun, go try out some of these games. There's a bunch more.
Yeah, there's a lot of games, and a lot of them are really great. I played quite a few of them. We selected our favorites, other people selected their favorites, but there are tons of games that are worth looking at, I promise. More than half of them, I think, are also web-based, so you can just play them in your browser on itch. You don't have to download anything if you don't want to.
And if they do another one of these, maybe we can give you a couple weeks to play them and do a tournament sort of thing. Get some players, get some signups. But this was a fun race. Get to check out 3 good games. They all look fun. I think completely different genres. The second one, the WarioWare one, was very interesting.
That was super cool. I really liked that one a lot.
Yeah, there you could do so much with that. Like just 100 different mini games mixed in there. You could make that last a long time. WarioWare is the same concept over and over again in 20 different ways, and that's the game. Like here's hard mode, here's weird mode, here's the toilet, and then they got some other weird mini games that could be Game Jam games in of themselves, all into one cartridge, and that's what Hactopus was for sure.
For sure.
Thanks for joining me out the blues.
Have a good stream.
Yep, itch.io/jam/speedjam1. See you later, everybody. I'll be back on with Final Fantasy VIII in probably an hour. If you're interested in session 2. Yeah.